Hey, this is Christine, your DIY craftaholic. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and if you are new, welcome. Now this video is a part of the Woodpeckers craft affiliate playlist. I will share a little bit more about that in the video, but I'm sharing my projects today as a part of the video. So without further ado, let's jump right into DIY number one. This is a set of unfinished wood trays with metal handles that I purchased a few months ago, and it's a set of 3, but I'll only be using 2 for this video. You can watch my unboxing here where I shared a lot more about the products from Woodpeckers Craft. This is a Tack Life cordless screwdriver that I purchased, believe it or not, 2 years ago, and I have never used it before. So I'm gonna use this now to remove the handles. This is optional if you don't have a power tool like this. Of course, you can use one of this regular Dollar Tree screwdriver set that I got from the hardware section. I went back to Amazon to my orders, and I was trying to track down this the link for this power tool, but unfortunately I did not find it. But I placed a link that's very similar to this one in the description box below. If you are interested in getting that, you can grab that link. And so as not to lose the screws because they're so tiny, I taped them on the handle with a piece of masking tape. This is the smallest tray that I'm working on. I decided afterwards not to use that one because the process was taking too long for the design that I wanted for the small tray, so I'm going to save that for another video. So after I remove the handles, I sanded them down with my sanding block, and then here I am just using a damp paper towel to remove the dust. Now after I sanded them all down and set the smallest one aside, this is the middle one, and I am painting that with 2 coats of Waverly celery chalk paint. I got this stencil from Dollar Tree, and it says "Our Story Farmhouse, the best things." And I placed it in the center, made sure that it was even both top and bottom. And so as to prevent bleeding, I used a sponge dabber with some Mod Podge and just Mod Podged the surface of the stencil before I started painting. And here I dried it with the heat gun carefully. This part is optional. You can allow it to dry naturally. I then used a smaller dabber to apply some black Waverly ink chalk paint. I was going to put everything in black, but then I decided to use a different color for the last line at the bottom there. I then used some FolkArt True burgundy and applied that to the line, the best things. And I'm just using a makeup sponge to dab that on. And to prevent the paint from touching the area that is already painted, or I didn't want to get the paint on, I used a piece of tape to just cover that down. So now it's time to peel away. And with my best intentions, it still bled a little bit, but that was not too bad. I was able to use a small toothpick and just pick that up, and then use the heat gun to just dry everything. Now I took 4 of these large wooden beads that Woodpecker Craft sent me a few weeks ago, and I painted those in the same color as the tray. And here I'm just using some wood glue as well as some hot glue to glue those on, and those are going to become the legs. And here it is all done. Now it's time to add some Mod Podge to just seal everything in. And once that was done and dried, it is now time to replace the handles. So I took the little craft picker tool and just reopened the holes. Now I'm using this power tool to replace the handles by screwing back the screws in, but you don't have to use this if you don't have to Like I said, you can use just any regular screwdriver that's small enough for the head and just screw them back in. And this is done. Now here is some information regarding the giftaway for this collaboration.
To qualify to win today's giftaway donated by woodpeckerscrafts.com with over $60 worth of awesome products, please comment on each maker's videos which items you want to craft with the most. The playlist is linked in the description box below.
Now, who doesn't like crafting with wood? I know I do. Links to the host channels will also be listed in the description box below, to make sure to check those out as well. Now let's get back to crafting. Now DIY number 2 is the largest tray, and it's pretty much the same process that I did for the one previously, except that I chose to use different colors. And here I mixed 3 colors: apple barrel orange and FolkArt metallic gold, as well as coffee. And I was just having fun with these paints. But unlike the first DIY, I gave this one a base coat of white using Waverly white chalk paint, and I had to water this down somewhat because it was so thick. And here it is, base coat painted, and it's now dried, and I'm ready to apply my paint. Now as you can see, the gold was still showing a little bit, so I had to shake it up and mix it up a little bit more, and then applied it. So if you are new to my channel or coming over from the playlist, welcome. I'm so happy you decided to join me here today. Here on my channel, I do DIYs on a budget, dupes, look for less, and some occasional Dollar Tree shopping hauls and thrift flips. If you love budget-friendly DIYs like these and you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing and be sure to hit that notification bell. Hit it again and select all, so YouTube notifies you whenever I upload new videos. And here it is, all painted and dried. Now a little speck of the green got on there, and also touches of the orange at the base there. So I just took some white paint and painted that out, and then dried it, and I was good to go. Now these are the wooden beads I mentioned earlier. I got 100 of these from Woodpecker Crafts, and I selected 4 of them for the base. These are going to be the stand for this as well. And so here you can see me where I was painting the beads, and this is how I paint my beads sometimes. I mean, sometimes I put them in a little bag and just add the paint and squish them or rub them around together and set them aside to dry, and sometimes I do it this way. But you can paint your beads however you want to paint your beads. Now after looking at the tray a little bit, I thought that it was too plain, so I said, let me just dry brush some of this plaster chalk paint. So I took my chippy brush and I just damped the ends just a little bit and dipped it in the paint, brushed that off somewhat, and then just started dry brushing the tray. Some parts I went in a little too heavy, and there you can see I tried to wipe that off because that was definitely too much. So now it was time to decorate the tray. I got this stencil from a pack of 24 from Amazon, and this says Hello Fall. There is a link for this stencil set in my description box below as well. And here I am just trying to make sure that it was evenly placed, and then I just taped down the ends to hold it in place. And like I did for the first DIY, I went over this with some Mod Podge, and that's to prevent the paint from bleeding. Now here I couldn't decide which of the 2 paints to use, either the black ink paint or the Waverly moss, and I think the moss one. I also used some white for the hello word at the top. and as you can see, or other color paints for the other designs on the stencil. And just like the other one, I got some bleeding, but I think it is a stencil. I don't particularly like this one, but anyway. I am just using my craft picker tool to remove, and the good thing is that some of the paint, I was able to lift that up. So here is my tray all done. Now for sealing, I thought that this Waverly wax sealant would have been ideal to seal everything in, but somehow I don't like how it looks. It looks very old and cakey, so I chose not to use it and just resort to my trusted Mod Podge. And when that was done, here I am now adding the beads to the bottom of the tray with some wood glue as well as the hot glue. And then replace the handles. And friends, I am on my way to 1,000 subscribers. Woohoo! My goal is to get there by the end of September, and so I'm counting on your support. Like, share, but most of all, subscribe if you have not yet done so. And this is done. And now we're on to the final reveal. Oh, I love these trays. Let me know in the comments below which of these two wooden trays is your favorite, and also make sure to watch the instruction video. Follow the instructions if you are interested in entering for the giftaway of over $60 worth of woodpecker craft products. And if you like DIYs like these, I suggest this video right here or this playlist. And stay safe until next time. Bye.